University of Kentucky students are arming themselves with information in the wake of a sexual assault near campus.
A Frankfort woman fights for her life after police say an argument with her boyfriend ends in gunfire.
And the candidates squeeze every last minute out of campaign 2004.
Action News 36 at 5 starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Hudson.
And I'm Megan Newquist. With the presidential election clock ticking down, what a close race it is turning out to be.
That's right. Polls show that George Bush and John Kerry are in a statistical dead heat in many battleground states, as well as national polls. ABC's Nancy Weiner follows both campaigns from Washington.
It is the final sprint to the finish line. Despite grueling schedules today, both Senator Kerry and President Bush appear energized, boosted by cheering crowds and musical superstars. The president is in the midst of a 6-stop dash through 5 battleground states before ending up tonight in his home state of Texas. Senator Kerry will have held 6 events in 4 battleground states before his day comes to an end in Wisconsin. The goal for both, to get news coverage in as many local media markets as possible. Hence, President Bush showed up this morning in tiny Burgettstown, Pennsylvania, population 1,600, close enough to Ohio and West Virginia to attract news crews from all 3 states.
If you are a voter who believes that the President of the United States should say what he means and do what he says and keep his word, I ask you to come stand with me.
The candidates pulled back their claws a bit today, cloaking their attacks in get out the vote messages meant to fire up their supporters.
This election's outcome is in your hands. This is your chance to hold George Bush accountable, my friends.
The candidates' wives and their running mates are making final campaign swings of their own.
Do I want a fresh start for America with President John Kerry in the White House?
Vice President Cheney even went as far afield as Hawaii early this morning. Even though most polls show this race is a statistical dead heat, both campaigns are expressing confidence they will win, while accusing the other team of false bravado. Nancy Weiner, ABC News, Washington.
Now, as mentioned, President Bush and Senator Kerry are basically tied in 5 national polls, but the key to a victory will be the 16 states that are basically considered battlegrounds for the candidates. In a USA Today Gallup poll, by the way, released just yesterday, Senator Kerry was winning in Minnesota and Ohio, while President Bush had an advantage in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. But all these states are too close to call, at least tonight. Megan?
Well, Don, speaking of nail biters, just take a look at the race for U.S. Senate. Incumbent Jim Bunning and challenger Daniel Mangiardo are doing what they can to ensure secure last-minute votes. Action News 36 reporter Greg Stottlemyre checks in with both candidates. Greg?
Both men are crisscrossing the state by plane today. Bunning making stops in 7 cities, Mangiardo in 9.
See y'all.
Good luck.
Oh, this is a great crowd.
In here. He started as a long shot with little name recognition, but Mangiardo, a Democrat, says he has the momentum. A series of gaffes in recent weeks by his opponent has certainly helped. But Bunning, a Republican who is a 17-year veteran of Congress, says he's now widening his lead again. Your Turn to Choose begins 13 hours from now.
I don't think it's time for unproven leadership. I offer a chance for Kentuckians to have proven leadership.
You know, the difference is very clear. I believe that it's time for a United States Senator with fresh ideas and new energy and a positive vision for Kentucky to take care of Kentuckians for once.
As the gap closed, Bunning's strategy focused on tying himself to President Bush while pairing Mangiardo with Kerry. Bunning says the fact that the race for president is just above his race on the ballot helps him. Mangiardo says the issues are too difficult to leave up to partisanship. Megan?